The Chainsaw Man anime is an anime that I wanted to talk about on this channel for a while, but I never did because I recently just watched it. And when I say recently just watched it, I mean freaking like summer, like July, June, and I really liked it. But now, today, is the day that I watched the new Reze anime, well, the Chainsaw Man, the Reze arc. And I will say that it is actually freaking top tier movie. Holy crap, it is really, really good. I didn't watch it in movie theater, which kind of sucks because I heard that if you watch it in movie theater, it's just peak cinema. And I believe it. Watching things in movie theater is amazing. Like for the first time in a long time, I went to a theater. I watched Red One. Red One was a horrible movie, but it was pretty good because it was in a movie theater. Because movie theaters make movies really, really good. And I didn't do it here for Chainsaw Man, so I didn't really get the peak experience. But as a movie itself, it was really, really good. So I will say that the Chainsaw Man movie is a masterpiece of a film. I will give it a good, solid 9 out of 10 as a movie. Really, really good. I want to talk about this movie here and there, and I'm gonna split it into two different sections. One, I'm going to talk about like the animation, like the movie as a whole, what makes it good, combat, characters and all that. And then section two is gonna be a little bit different. It's gonna be me talking about like the romance between certain characters, the relationships between certain characters, because I kind of want to dive into that. So yeah, there it is. Let's do two sections. Let's get into it. Section one. So I want to talk about the movie in general. The movie, as like a general, is really really good. The story is amazing. It's only good if you watch the Chainsaw Man anime, watch all 12 episodes, and then you watch this because it's a direct continuation from the anime right after when Denji kills the sword devil. I don't remember, again, it's a long time ago. I'm not really that good, but it does continue right after that. The animation, spectacular. Like there were some times in the animation where it goes like 30 frames per second, but it's not even that bad. We see like a lot. We were introduced to so many new characters, like the Angel Devil. I don't remember him being in the anime. Beam is finally in the anime, which is amazing. It's cool seeing Beam. Beam is like one of my favorite characters in Chainsaw Man. And then a lot more characters introduced. Of course, Reze is introduced. What are some other ones? There was like I forgot that it was that one guy that Reze killed was another one who was introduced. But there was some powers here and there, and then also the original stars. Aki's in here, Powers in here, not for that much. Denji is obviously in here. Makima is in here, plays a big part in the story. So everybody here, is playing a role, and do it really really nice. So the story as follows. They just continue fighting the search for the gun devil. Obviously Makima still being the freaking control devil that she is, ordering Denji to go find the gun devil. But then they realize that the Soviet Union actually sent the bomb devil, who is Rezi, to hunt for Chainsaw Man's heart, which is Denji's chainsaw heart. They don't want Denji's heart, but they want the Chainsaw Man's heart, which is kind of sad. So obviously the Soviet Union, they send the bomb devil to him, and now the only way to manipulate Denji is to basically fall in love with him so he can give the heart away. Very much easy, and that's what Rezi has to do. So I'm gonna get more to this in like the second section of the thing, but obviously Rezi successfully manipulates this guy, goes on dates with him, does all what he needs, and then freaking kisses him, and then bites his tongue off, freaking, and then she reveals herself as the bomb devil. She doesn't actually like him. She's just there to steal his heart so they can become more powerful. Soviets, yeehaw, that happens, then she shows her abilities, like the way like she does her powers and all that is spectacular. I really like the bomb devil's ability. She reminds me, like, if you guys are like Invincible fans, think of Rex Explode. Think of that, like anything that she touches can basically just explode into thin air. And then we also have, if you're the boys, Firecracker. But it's kind of like what her powers is. So she's able to like freaking like flick her fingers, shoot a bomb, touch like someone's head. Like she touched like a couple people's decapitated head, and she just throws it at people, just explodes like a grenade. Like she's actually a pretty powerful devil. Even if you like cut her hands off, she'll grow back, kind of like Denji's power. The whole fight between like Denji on Beam's like shark animal thing, like fighting Typhoon, who is one of Rezi's allies. That whole fight between Beam and Denji and also Typhoon is actually really really cool. Like literally, like it's split. It's like a good like split half of the movie. Like half of the movie is just strictly just like romance anime. Like you just see Rezi slowly manipulating Denji, And then the second half is literally just like a lot of action, a lot's going on. You see a lot of people fighting. You get to see like what Angel Devil can do. You get to see what Beam can do. Beam is really really cool in this movie. You don't really see a lot of Power, which is kind of sad because I really do like Power as a character in this movie, and also the series as a general. I also really like Makima as a character. I don't like her like personally, but as a character, I do like her. And sadly, they didn't really get a huge part in this war. I mean, you only strictly see Makima when she goes on a date with Denji, and also at the end of the movie, when she reveals that she kills Reze. Big middle finger to freaking Makima right there. I'm pretty sure everybody hates her now. But overall, again, it's a really, really good movie. I can't really say much of the story because the story is more just like Soviet Union. We're gonna send the Bomb Devil, who's a very powerful devil, to finally kill Chainsaw Man, and manipulate him, and Denji finds out that this lady that he whizzed up is actually the Bomb Devil. Kill him. They do a lot of these, like, they have cool action sequences, and then next thing you know, boom, it's over. Reze dies, sadly. Makima, everybody gets mad at her. That's kind of like what the story is. I'm not saying it's a bad story. It's just kind of like the synopsis of the story, you can say, from what I gathered. But yeah, overall, really good. Again, acting, good. Animation, amazing. Compared to Demon Slayer, again, I never watched I know Demon Slayer came out this year. I heard it's like one of the most popular animes out there. It's getting also nominated for the Oscars. I don't know what's about that. I don't know why, Chainsaw Man isn't getting nominated for the Oscars, even though I believe it should. But yeah, it's really, really good. Like I say, really, really fun movie. If you want to watch this movie, watch the anime. It's only 12 episodes. Then watch this movie. It's amazing. It's like probably like one of the better recent movies that came out this year in 2025. But yeah, overall as an anime, really, really good. Love the characters. Obviously, like the big plus of this movie is the nudity and like the sexual themes in here. You get to see like freaking Reze and Denji just straight up skinny dipping in the school public pool. There's also like some scenes where they show all the different females in like lingerie and all that. It has it's you get to see the freaking what's his name, the writer of the Chainsaw Man guy, because I remember seeing a tweet on Twitter talking about like how like the whole reason why he got the idea for that Reze like costume design is because he saw porn of it. So he said, you know what, I like that lady's costume on this porn. I'm gonna make it into a character in my manga, and there it is, Reze's porn. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's okay. It's good. That's all that matters. It's really, really good. So now, I want to talk more about this is section 2 of the video. I want to talk more about Denji as a character, and also some of the characters in here. Basically the romance between Reze and Denji. So, my thoughts on Denji. Now, I've seen so many posts. I've seen so many social media things, videos, shorts, feeds, videos, talking about how Denji is just a freaking pervert. He's just completely perverted. Like, this guy just wants to see boobies. And yes, that is true. However, there is a big reason why he is like this. And the big reason why he is like this is, one, because of Makima. She's literally the control devil. She literally her powers is to manipulate people, manipulate devils, manipulate the powers, and just basically just a manipulative freaking hoe. Basically that's what Makima is, right? So obviously she uses her powers against Denji because Denji is the devil. When Pasha climbed inside him, when Pasha gave his soul to him, he became he became a devil. So now Makima is able to control him. So there it is, And again, Denji came from a lifestyle that is just lonely. Lonely, the frick is lonely. That is just straight up lonely. He lived a lonely lifestyle. Like, this guy, like any sort of human interaction that Denji gets, like when he was younger, like throughout until he was like 15 years old, this guy has been lonely. Like, he can't eat good. I remember every time he eats like peanut butter and jelly on a bread, he gets super happy. Because again, this guy is homeless, he's sad, he doesn't talk to anybody. The only person that he's able to talk to is Pasha, which is his dog. And when his dog died, he became very sad, depressed, almost wanted to kill himself. He like sells his limbs. And this guy lives a depressing life. No female interaction, no freaking friends, no nothing. This guy is sad, he is depressed. So whenever he gets that, like whenever he meets Makima, something lights up because again, this guy lives through freaking grief and sorrow and just sadness. So when he meets Makima, who sadly is the control devil, is just straight up. It's so unlucky that she runs a company that he needs to go into, that he gets brainwashed into liking Makima because she kills for Denji, and whenever someone, especially a female, which he does not interact with for a long time, when a female interacts with this guy, he gets very perverted because this is what he is. This is what men are. This is what men do, sadly. This is what happens when you let someone be lonely for a whole while. This is what happens to him, right? So there's that. This is why he's perverted. This is why he's so easily brainwashed. Whenever Reze talks about like big ass or like, big butt or big boobs or like, oh, I'm gonna, go away with you, he stops. He thinks, he's like, oh my goodness, hold on, everybody, time out. He's very easily manipulated when he is talking about women, or when he's talking about sex, or when he's talking about boobies, or when he's talking about this and that. So he's very he's very very manipulative. I don't know how to like say it. Like, he's very naive. Like, again, Power in the series, when Power uses him as a way to get her dog back, and the way she does it is by letting Denji touch her boobs, right? And obviously Denji will do whatever he can in order to touch his boobies, and that's kind of like why he's like that. Again, people need to understand that the reason why Denji is like this is because of how he like lived a long time ago, and that's kind of like why he is the way he is. Again, it's sad. It's like nobody should be doing this, sadly, but there is a reason why Denji is like that as a character, right? So keep that in mind. People need to kind of realize that why he's acting like that. He can't just be like, freaking Howard Wolowitz, who's just freaking perverted all the way. Oh, boobies, I want my boobies. He is like that, but again, there's a reason for it. So it's kind of sad seeing like the whole thing about Reze and Denji as a couple. You can kind of see the whole point about Reze's thing is that she's being used as a weapon. She's being used as a weapon by the Soviet Union, kind of like how Denji is being used as a weapon by Makima. So they have some sort of similarities. One owned by the Soviet Union, one owned by Makima, who's the control devil, right? So they have some sort of similarities between each other. So Reze comes to see that, like the whole like beginning part of the anime is her being, this is my task, this is what I have to do, I have to manipulate this guy because this guy is just so broken and he's just so easily manipulated by women that if I was to just do, just treat him like he's amazing, laugh at his jokes, touch him a lot, say that I like him, bring him to dates, get naked with him, she is able to manipulate this guy because that's what the task force said to do, that's what the Soviets said to do in order to get his heart, right? So then, like, throughout the series, like, after, like, she bites her tongue off, after she bites his tongue off, she shows her evil side. Like, okay, everything was a lie. We don't like you. Like, the whole point of this is that this is a lie. Well, I love you. That's just a big joke, And that's what Reze says to him. So then, Denji's sad. He just goes warrior mode, like, oh, yeah, and then they have a big fight with each other. And then you kind of see that, you kind of think to yourself, and also they say this a lot, like, near the end of the movie, why didn't Reze kill him near the beginning when they first met, right? And then you get to slowly see that, like, oh, like, when they start fighting and Reze and Denji talk to each other, like, in the beach thing, you can kind of see, like, Reze kind of, like, hesitating to kill this guy. Like, I remember Denji saying to Reze, like, I will meet you at the cafe, right? Because Reze's done her job. She doesn't want to do it. She kind of just doesn't want to do a task, And you can kind of see, like, oh, wait a minute. Maybe Reze did like him a little bit. Maybe Reze loved who he was. Maybe Reze actually likes Denji, not Chainsaw Man. Or the Chainsaw Devil, whoever. And that's interesting. It is. So then she books a ticket to, like, a train, she flies away. And then she thinks to herself, hold on. I like Denji, like, oh, hold on. Denji might actually be a cool character. Denji might actually be a cool character. When I said that I want to run away with him, you know what? Maybe that is a good idea. Maybe I should run away with this guy. So then, you know, she doubts herself. She misses the train, wastes some money, and goes to the cafe, right? So you get this hope of like, okay, if Reze actually likes this guy, if Reze just doesn't want to do her task and wants to, you know, see Denji, because again, she can see the similarities between them. She said to him that she goes to school. Denji never went to school as a child because of, you know, his past, and she just completely lied to him because she also never been to school. Kind of like how Denji never been to school. Denji is being used by Makima, kind of like how Reze is being used by the Soviet Union. So you can kind of see like the similarities between them, and obviously she sees that. She's like, hold on, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna run back to Denji, you know. And then so she, you know, she walks back. You know, have some parallelism between like the beginning, because in the beginning it kind of showed her like running, you know, in that same little direction, and then like near the end she also went in that same direction, you know. So we got some like Studio Ghibli type crap that's happening here with some parallelism, which is pretty cool. But instead of like her like faking it, she's actually being real because she wants to go see Denji at the cafe. That's where they first met. So obviously that you have hope, you know. It's sad, like it's not sad, it's happy because you think, oh, finally Denji is being loved for real, you know, not being fake love, you know. And then Makima shows up in Rats, you know, and then Angel Devil and her, you know, by controlling the Angel Devil, kills him. Doesn't kill her. I don't think she's dead. I don't think Reze's dead. You know, there's no way that she dies because again, these devils, they don't die. As long as they have like blood, they should be fine. You know. So, and then you can like see Reze sorrowing, like, oh no, and then, you know, Makima kills her, most likely because if they run away with each other, Makima can't use Chainsaw Man as, you know, as a tool anymore. Because, you know, she kind of woke up, you know, she broke the rules. If she goes back to the Soviet Union, she's going to get completely freaking eviscerated. So, that's why probably she died. And it's kind of sad to see, like, oh, this is probably like the first time Denji actually felt love for the first time. The only time that I can see, like, someone else liking him is Power. I think Power has a very strong relationship with Denji, not as boyfriend, not as girlfriend, but like as siblings, and I can kind of see that with Power and Denji. They have a very strong connection with each other. But Reze is someone that you see throughout the movie, like actually developing feelings for Denji as who he is, and that's beautiful. It is. It's completely beautiful. But it is sad that she died. Yeah. So so F Makima, you know, she can rot in the dirtiest part of hell. But yeah, overall, Chainsaw Man movie, really, really good, worth a watch. Watch it in movie theater if it's still in movie theater. If not, then watch it on Crunchyroll, Apple TV, Amazon Prime, or I don't know, pirated, I guess. But again, it's a really, really good movie. It really is. But yeah, Chainsaw Man, if probably like one of the best movies I've seen this year. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.